on, babies.
Such a hater.
You hate it. The Red Sox finally start winning games and you keep them out. The young core getting together.
God damn it. I need to wait for that Sox team to go in a slump before we talk about them.
Exactly. They have a good 2 weeks, win games. They're what? They're three above 500. You're like out of the show.
Don't question the producers living here. You had the most epic collapse in NHL history. You had the Celtics currently playing. You had a Patriots draft. The Red Sox just didn't make it. Okay,
It's fine. Whatever. It's fine.
It's only
Fucking
May.
It's May. Okay,
Yeah.
They're gonna play till October.
That's fine. We don't have to talk about them till
Yeah.
August if that's what you want.
By
I'm fine with
September,
that
you're
too.
gonna have the same goddamn take about the Bruins that you have about the Red Sox. We'll do plenty of Red Sox talk. Don't worry about it. We talked about the 5th starter in June 17th.
Excellent. We'll break it down.
Yeah, we'll definitely break it down. Speaking of breaking it down, top 5 Boston sports losses of all time. I gave you, I listed them here. Let me just stay off the bat. Don't give me any particular information, but are we in relative agreement on this, the 5 to 6 that I listed there, or do we have major discrepancies?
No, I think that's the list.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to do is start with the honorable mentions, and just get those out of the way. So I said our lifetime, our generation, but even this one sticks with our generation very much so. As we were younger people before the Red Sox actually started to win, but the 1986 Red Sox lost to the Mets and Bill Buckner. We were basically born in, that was like a bedtime story for anybody growing up in New England prior to 2004.
Or something goes between your legs. You know, you fucking got the Buckner.
Yeah. And I would bet you kids these days probably don't even know that anymore.
Probably not.
But
Probably don't. Yeah, no. I mean, the amount of World Series the Red Sox have won, they're not not seen as a loser franchise if you're like your early 20s or something.
Right. Yeah. No, it's completely flipped. But that one had to be mentioned because it was a major part of certainly of our childhood as baseball fans. You all knew about Buckner. Then I go to I didn't list these in order of like worst to not worst, but
Really special.
I'll try to do it now. I'll give you. I don't really have an opinion on this. 2017 Patriots Eagles.
I mean, as far as
You lose in the Super Bowl, it's a tough loss.
Yeah.
And you have over, what did Brady have?
500 yards,
Yeah,
and you get strip sacked with 2 minutes left, and you know they're going to score a touchdown to win the game.
Out of all the Patriots Super Bowl losses, that's probably the one that I would say hurt the least.
Yeah. So also on here is 11 versus the Giants and Mario Manningham.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even been in that game.
Wes Welker.
That one, in some ways, that
Rob.
the second Giants loss was more annoying because it happened again. And it's like, I got to listen to these Giants fucks a second time.
I can understand the logic there, but no way. 2007.
I know.
Burn me till the end of fucking time.
I still can't watch highlights of that game.
No, I will never watch that game. 2011, Ray's right. They had the worst defense in the league. Statistically, they were the worst defense in the league. They had no business being in the league. They had 31 out of 32.
Okay.
Fuck you, Ray. The other one on the honorable mention was 2006 Patriots Colts.
That would hurt because we would have won the Super Bowl again.
21-0 at halftime. You're gonna go on to play Rex fucking Grossman in the Chicago Bears. That's another Super Bowl there. That one to Peyton Manning of all guys. That one hurts.
He got his first because of that. Ugh.
Yeah, that one hurts. Okay, I guess technically this is an honorable mention too, and you can debate me on whether this one lands in the top 5. And I'll give you, and I could be persuaded, but at 6, I had the 2010 Celtics.
That should be on the top 5.
That's okay. That's higher for me. I mean, that's
well, we understand your position.
Yeah,
of hockey,
I mean,
and
3
the next
through
3 are
5.
hockey.
I mean, I don't even come on.
I'll give you my reasonings why the Bruins are above that, but give me your Celtics 2010 loss taking why they're.
I mean, it would have solidified that as more of a historical team with 2 championships as opposed to the one. And with the whole thing with Perkins' injury, I mean, you could say that if he was there, they win the series. And that game 7, which was more of a wrestling match than a basketball game. Yeah, it just, that team was just, I was very much into the Garnett, Ray Allen, Pierce Celtics. So yeah, that was fun basketball. It was just a better period of basketball.
And you lost your arch rival. I mean,
Exactly. It was the
it's
Lakers. It was
hand in
Kobe
hand,
Bryant. It was
Boston,
a big
Lakers.
series.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. I mean, and that tied them back up. Oh no, that made them one behind us for most banners and all that blah blah blah. But yeah, that was one of the heartbreaking losses, losing the Lakers. And plus, Perks goes down like that in Game 6, and then you get annihilated in that game.
That was a
Game 7 was really it was the first year I moved down here to the DC area, and I was sitting in a bar by myself, and the Celtics were winning, until whatever couple minutes left, and Meta World Peace hit that 3-pointer, the most unlikely of people to hit that three. Couple minutes left that put it basically out of reach. And yeah, it crushed me at the time. The reason I have them a little bit lower than these Bruins losses, I'll give you this, it's because they won 2 years before. They'd won it. We'd gone since 1986 without a Celtics championship, and they won in 2008, and that was the euphoria. That was like major. That was
possible.
Anything is possible. 2008 Celtics is 2004 Red Sox. Like, that was it. 2007 Red Sox was like, that's nice. They won the World Series again, right? So it's like, that's how I felt like 2010 would have been for the Celtics. The loss, of course, hurts way more than the win would feel good. But the next one I had on this list was the 2013 Bruins, which I can be argued against to flip-flop these. But the reason I put them before that, because what we just talked about with Bergeron, if he collects that, and you, Bobby, you mentioned it too, with even like the Garnett Pierce era, if they collect that second cup, they move into a next echelon. And if, I know you didn't watch, Bobby, but Game 6, they had wrapped it like a bow, tied, a couple minutes left, up two goals, a couple minutes left, and within 36 seconds, I think it was, the Blackhawks went and scored 2 fucking goals, 2 easy, simple cupcake goals against Tuukka Rask. They brought it back to Chicago Game 7 and won it. The way that they lost Game 6, and now looking back on it, the repercussions of it, and not getting that core a second. Chara was on that team still, not getting that core a second championship Stanley Cup. Oh, we just mentioned it in the Bruins segment. It would have set those guys apart. Would have set them to a next level, including Chara, which obviously has been off the team for a while.
Yeah.
And then similar to this year, 2023 Bruins, like, you go and set the NHL record of most wins and lose in the first round. I can be argued. I could put the Celtics, that 2010 Celtics, anywhere from there.
I think I think this year's Bruins should be number 3. I think, honestly, but
so this is where I differ. I have number 3, 2019 Bruins. Here's the deal. I don't think the 2019 Bruins and 2023 Bruins are all that different, frankly. 2023, obviously, they set this record, but in the back of everybody's mind as they were doing it was, when are they going to blow this? Back of everybody's mind. 2019, the expectations were so much lower, and they worked their way. Game 7 at home, Stanley Cup Finals. You lose to a team that's worse than you.
Yeah,
that's a killer. At least now it's round 1. You're like, these fuckers. Like, you're not like, not watching sports. You're just like, these fucking assholes. Like, you're more mad than like heartbroken.
Yeah, but they have all those accolades this year. Not in 2019. They didn't have any of that.
Shit. It was truly a sports heartbreak. 2019 was truly a sports heartbreak. You watch those 2 goals in the first period of that game of the Bruins 2019 Stanley Cup Finals Game 7. The Bruins outplayed that St. Louis Bruins. They were putting in pucks on net on Binnington, left and fucking right. They should have had 2 or 3 goals in that first period, and then the Blues come down. They took 4 shots and they get 2 goals, and all of TD Garden just went silent, and it was over. It was the most, like, it was truly A heartbreaking loss.
Yeah.
This year is just like, fuck you, assholes. Like, show up, man.
Because we knew it was going to happen, like you said. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
The next two, I think, are undisputable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2003 Red Sox, Aaron fucking Boone, Tim Wakefield, ALCS, Game 7, night. The Yankees go on to the World Series. Obviously, we know what happened after that. 2004 Red Sox.
That was 03. Come back from 03, right?
2004, yeah, they came back from 03 against the Yankees. I was talking to somebody at the bar the other day, a total stranger. And I had this hat on, and the Orioles were on. We're talking baseball, and he goes, man, I'm an Orioles fan, but that 04 Red Sox Yankees is the greatest sporting event in the history of sports.
Yep.
I remember that too. Obviously, 04, we were in college. I don't know if you remember like the little complex area, like that freshman year. There was a riot in that area.
I can see it.
After when they beat it, because obviously I went to college in Hartford, Connecticut. So it's like half New York, half Boston people. There was a literal riot in there. It was, oh my God, it was so intense. I'll never forget that. Oh my God.
I was a couple miles north in Springfield, Massachusetts. There was no riot. It was all euphoria. Everyone just was so shit-faced, naked, running through the courtyards, and like, it was amazing. But the year before was 2003. In 2003, they left Pedro Martinez and Grady Little for an inning too long. And then Tim Wakefield had to come in and gave up the home run to Aaron Boone. And I'll never forget it. I remember exactly where I was. I was at the Stevens house watching it for some reason. And the home run happened. And I just stood up and walked out.
Later.
And drove very fast for a very long time.
Did you go over Space Mountain when you did that?
Oh, yeah.
She gets me pissed off sometimes. I used to go over Space Mountain a lot.
Like a Plymouth Fury over Space Mountain. And
did you?
Basically dropped the radiator.
I had the GMC Jimmy, and I remember that thing just went. It should have had the shocks on it, and it did. It just went boom and didn't come back up. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You dropped the camera there and really added the sound effect, the detail to that.
It was nice, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, 2003 Red Sox are my number 2, and then the unspoken, forever unspoken about 2007 Patriots Giants Super Bowl.
Broke my phone that day. I smashed that fucking phone into pieces. I was pissed.
Yeah,
heartbreak. That hurt the most, and we can't even watch it anymore. The helmet catch,
same thing.
Harrison
in college,
ripped it off. Yeah,
in Hartford, half New York fans having to listen to those fucks. Oh God, that was miserable.
Yeah, I had a good friend. It was mostly Patriots, but a good friend of mine was a Giants fan, and we came over and we did a big screen and everything, and we were real cocky and talking a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And to his credit, like, didn't go over the top. It was just like handshake, good win. Like, then I could hear it. And then I took a 6-pack of beer and went into my own room and just salted the night away. And I could hear him celebrating outside. But yeah, I didn't watch sports. Thank God for the 2008 Red Sox, because I didn't watch sports until basically July of that year. The Red Sox soup to nuts that year were the best team in baseball, and they went on to win the World Series. Otherwise, there's a good chance I would, I don't know, be into classical music or something right now.
Be a whole different podcast.
Yeah, it'd be a completely different podcast. We'd be talking about
the Simple Minds Book Club.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mike Lowell. Yeah. Okay, so that's our top 5, Raymond. You got the 07 Patriots, 2003 Red Sox. A lot of debate from there. I'm going to stick with my 19 Bruins. I'll give you 2010 Celtics. I think we agreement they can land there, and then we'll go 2023 Bruins somewhere in.
Yeah, the 2013 Bruins.
Gotcha. Sounds good.